So I'm Mishelle Nace. I'm a pediatrician here, Fairbanks, Alaska, and I've lived here for quite a long time. So what brought me to Alaska was probably my birth, which was right here downtown in Fairbanks. I went to medical school at the University of Washington right in Seattle. I was part of the Alaska track where we did our first year of medical school in Anchorage, and then the rest of it was in Seattle. And so I graduated from there, and then I did my residency at Seattle Children's right there in Seattle. It was always on my radar to come back here, and as the time got closer and I had my first child, I realized I also want to be closer to family. So then it was a very easy step to move back here to Fairbanks. So I started being a pediatrician here back in 1996. Initially, I was a pediatrician, did both inpatient and outpatient care. Over the course of the years, I became the medical director of the pediatric department. And then as we started to develop the Alaska tract, I was part of the group that helped work on the different pathway to get us there. And then I became the site director of the residency program here in Fairbanks. One of my favorite parts of being involved in the track is the different people you get to meet, both the other site directors as well as the residents themselves. And the thing I think a lot of us appreciate is how the residents keep us on our toes. They help keep our education fresh. They help us see things in different perspective. They give us a connection to Seattle Children's Hospital that we might not have had. They also give us a connection to Anchorage we didn't previously have. And so it's made a nice, better networking of people and upcoming future pediatricians, and to be able to see how they do things and look at how we do things and find out, okay, what is the best practice and how do we do this? So what we try to do is try to get in there, let them know, yep, we know it doesn't feel quite like home, but we're going to make it feel like home before you leave. We're able to both show them inpatient, outpatient. They get the clinical staff they have introductions to, and are able to do different things with them, as well as with the attendings. We have different functions to kind of help include them, and then give them a little bit of control of their schedule to help say, okay, where is your interest lie? How about outpatients? Is it more inpatient? Is it more procedures? What is it that you want your goal to be? And we kind of can gear their training program a little bit more towards what they have the most interest in. We still have the basic requirements that we meet for all, but then we can also gear it a little bit more towards what best interests them. We also have a section that we are trying to help them outside of just medicine, but education and projects and how to learn the way in which to do that the most effectively. Giving advice to people coming up and living in Fairbanks, even though it's only for, you're 2 weeks at a time, 2 months at a time, you just have to embrace it. If you let something get in the way of you going to do something like saying, oh, I'm not going to go do that, it's too cold, or it's raining, I'm not going to do that, or you let those kinds of things get in the way of having adventure, you're going to find you might not get as many adventures as you want. There are some summers that we have 80 and 90 degree heat that is just absolutely amazing. The temperature also, because it stays light all night long, there's so many things that you can go do. But if you let the little parts of the environment get in your way, you're not going to get those experiences. Yep, there's mosquitoes out there. Yep, there's different things that you can always put that won't, but if you just go for it, you're going to find you can have some amazing adventures. And you can talk to some of the previous residents and they can say, we did some things up there we didn't know were even possible to do. So a piece of feedback that I get from residents is just how much fun they had while they were here. It's the attendings that work here are all happy to teach. They get along well and have a strong sense of humor and just down-to-earthness, that they didn't feel like it wasn't uncomfortable to be able to talk or hang with an attending, or that they're just other pediatricians too, as well as trying to help them find different things, whether it's going to have a dinner at one of the attendings' house, go running with them, go four-wheeling with one, go hiking, that there's a lot of outreach to residents and trying to help them feel more comfortable with what they are. But I think that main thing that I hear is that it's just a fun group to work with. And that is feels really good to hear that about, because I know that's why I've been here for 25 years, is because this is just an amazing group of pediatricians to work with.